Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it is Kid Icarus for the Nintendo Entertainment System. The game is set in Angel Land, which is a fantasy world with a Greek mythology theme. Before the events of the game, Earth was ruled by Palutena, the goddess of light, and Medusa, the goddess of darkness. Palutena bestowed the people with light to make them happy. Medusa hated the humans, dried up their crops and turned them to stone. Enraged by this, Palutena transformed Medusa into a monster and banished her to the underworld. Out of revenge, Medusa conspired with the monsters of the underworld to take over Palutena's residence, the Palace in the Sky. She launched a surprise attack and stole the three sacred treasures: the Mirror Shield, the Light Arrows, and the Wings of Pegasus, which deprived Palutena's army of its power. After her soldiers had been turned to stone by Medusa, Palutena was defeated in battle and imprisoned deep inside the Palace in the Sky. With her last power, she sent a bow and arrow to the young angel Pit. He escapes from his prison in the underworld and sets out to save Palutena and Angel Land. From here, Pit, who used to be in charge of Palutena's personal bodyguards according to the instruction manual, has to get the three sacred treasures, defeat Medusa, and save Palutena and Angel Land. The game has a copyright year of 1986, but that is the original Japanese release date. It was released in December of 1986. The game did not come to American shores until that summer, with the European release being a little after that. So we didn't get it here in the States until 1987. And as soon as you press start, you can either start a new game or continue with a password. The original Famicom disk system had battery backup in the form of the game being in a diskette, but when the game made its way to Carster's form and made it to the West, that battery backup was replaced with a 24-character password system. All the passwords were 24 characters long. And I actually like the password system. I'll get into it when I mention it soon enough. For now, we're just going to start a new game, so let's press start on start and start a new game. Left and right lets you move left and right. Down ducks. Up lets you aim upwards. A lets you jump, and B lets you attack. When you attack, you shoot an arrow out of your bow, and it hits the enemies that are coming your way. You have a very limited range on the arrows, but you will need to use this bow and arrow weapon in order to survive and earn hearts and points. The hearts, which you can see how much you have in the upper left-hand corner along with your health, is used to buy things in the shops, while the points make it easier for you to level up. So we're finding 4 salvos of 4 winged serpents each. I know that these enemies have names in the instruction manual, but I cannot remember any of these names, any of these official names to, well, save my life. So I'm just going to call it like I see it as far as enemy appearances are, and you can just go from there with what I call them. When you see a doorway, you can enter it just by walking into it. This one doesn't have anything in it, so we'll just walk into the doorway again to go back out. Now to continue from here, you have to jump to the right, land here, then continue further to the right. You'll wrap around the right end of the screen and end up on the left side. The screen wraps around horizontally. You can walk past the right end of the screen and end up on the left, and you can walk on the, or rather through the left end of the screen and end up on the right side. The game does not wrap around vertically. Sadly, if you go anywhere below the bottom of the screen, it cancels you falling into a bottomless pit. You get a game over, you get a password, and then you have to start the level all over again with everything that you had at the very start. Sorry about that, had to get a drink. If you move upwards, you obviously scroll the screen upwards, showing off more of the level and showing off enemies when necessary. Well, not when necessary, but when possible. When pretty much where they're going to be Obviously, I'm going to have to reiterate this over and over again, especially with the first world of the game. You really need to destroy the enemies for hearts and points, just to get more health and more opportunities to buy things. Because you will need both. And now, after a little bit of screen wrap around, we're going to take these things down. These little red, one-eyed, cyclops-looking things. The little winged serpents have small hearts that are worth 1 heart each, while these flying cyclops eyes, I guess I can call them those, just like the winged serpents, they show up in salvos of 4. You get 4 groups of these each. And each one you kill gives you a big half heart worth 5 hearts each. And you definitely want to get your hands on as many of these half hearts as possible. Sadly, if they go off screen, they're pretty much gone. So you kind of have to be ready to shoot and destroy. And this should be the last salvo of 4. And that was terrible. I didn't hit any of those. I like to see if I can hit 500 hearts before I can reach a certain point. Because if I can do that, I can get something that's very, very necessary. Or at least something that I personally consider very, very necessary. And I'll definitely explain stuff as we go along. And trying to move... Wow, that was terrible too. Well, they're not showing up anymore, so it's time to move on. That harp up there turns any incoming enemies into mallets. The mallets are used to turn the stone statues into living, breathing soldiers again. And when you have these living, breathing soldiers with you, they'll be able to help you fight the boss in the fortresses at the end of every world. There are 3 worlds, each with their own fortress, with their own boss and their own treasure that you need to get back. And of course you have the 4th world, which is the battle with Medusa. The more mallets you have to summon soldiers, the better. They can definitely help. Because I need heart and points, I'm leaving it alone. Also, I would like to be able to get things whenever necessary, and hopefully not get hurt while doing it. Where's my 3rd salvo of these eyeball things? There's my 3rd salvo of eyeball things, and there's my 4th. When you grab the heart to turn enemies into mallets, you'll hear a constant beep for the next couple of seconds. Once that beep stops, you won't be able to get any more mallets. And, I thought that was my last salvo of enemies. Well, at least I got points. Now from here, we can either take the left path or the right path. The left path leads to a door, but I don't want to enter it because, well, getting to it can be rather hard. And I can get more points doing this. Going this way. I'll be able to take on more of these red cyclops flying things and get their hearts that way. Hopefully I can do that without getting hurt a whole lot. That would be nice. I'll get health eventually. But I do want to wait to see. Yep, there's more. There's even more. And that should be the last of them. Now this guy is a Grim Reaper. If he sees you, he will send his own miniature clones at you, and you'll need to shoot them down in order to get them away from you. And that can be pretty hard. And yeah, I don't want to risk him looking at me, or else he'll send his miniature clones at me. that's something I don't want to risk. And he dropped a full big heart, which is worth 10 hearts for whenever you pick one of those up. And as you can see, I can't go into that door, so yeah. We'll see what was in that inside that door later. And as much as I would like to go in there and get that chalice, I'm going to shoot these 2 pots and this one instead. So in here you have a bunch of treasure pots. By shooting down pots you can get the treasures inside, but you want to wait until you shoot down all the pots to get all the treasures, or you'll be warped out of the room the instant you get something. Also, the amount of mallets that we get indicates where the treasure is going to be. We got no mallets, so the treasure is going to be in the pot all the way on the lower left. So let's shoot all the pots. Get what's in here, which is a barrel. Nice! That barrel is really useful. So there are things you can get. You can get a water of life, which is a little bottle of water which lets you revive yourself in case you lose all your health. If you have... Okay. The water of life revives you, but you can only have 1 at a time. If you have the barrel, you can hold up to 8. Which is a very good thing, because you never know when you might need to revive yourself. That barrel costs 500 at one of the stores, and I'm glad that I got that at random, because that's 500 hearts that's going to be spent on something else now, which I love. You can also see how many mallets I have down there when I pause the game with the start button. You can see your entire inventory, your total score, your score for the level, the amount of hearts you have, your amount of health, how strong your weaponry is. I'll go over stuff as we get through the game. And of course you can see what weapons and treasures you've picked up here too. There is a map. It's for the fortresses. And yeah, as I said, I'll cover everything when the time comes. Also, I'll be playing 2 levels per video. I'll be playing this one, and I'll be playing Stage 1, 2 after this, and then I'll call the video afterwards. Anyway, I should have grabbed the chalice. No big deal. You want to be careful here. Go a little bit to the other end before... Why did you drop down? Sorry about that, folks. I didn't expect the Grim Reaper to drop down here. Anyway, I'm going to have to wait for him to turn around and then blast him. This is embarrassing. He's usually up there. And if you hear that music, that means the miniature Reapers are coming after you. If you shoot them all down, the music stops. If he freaks out, the big Grim Reaper freaks out for whatever reason, you can't hit him. He has to be walking around before you can hit him again. Keep that in mind. So yeah, right where I'm standing here is where that first Grim Reaper was supposed to be. And he didn't... Also, there's a frog enemy here. If you can shoot him down, that's great. He ducks when you try to shoot at him. But if you duck after you shoot, you'll be able to hit him. Also, these guys that are popping out of the floor, I want to stay away from them, so that way I don't get shot by them. Also, 16,000 points. Nice. Alright, stage 1, 2. Yeah, those guys that pop out of the floor will pack a punch if they hit you, so you don't want them to hit you. Anyway, stage 1, 2. We have 4 salvos of these red Cyclops flying things. The flying octopi, as I kind of want to call them. I'm just going to call them flying octopi from now on. Again, the enemies have official names. I can't remember them to save my life. Don't worry, they'll be in the blog series once once I manage to get through this game and make a whole Let's Play and do everything that there is to do and, you know, just when I have this game completely beaten and I have everything done like I wanted. I'll have all the official enemy names then, don't worry. And is that the last of them? I believe it is. Okay then. Okay, we got more winged serpents. They're gonna come my way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait in the bushes. Take care of these things and then go after more of these salvos. Don't worry about the little guys that pop out of the floor and shoot fireballs at you that pack a punch. They don't show up everywhere. They just show up in certain sections of the levels. Assuming they show up in the level. So, there's that. I should also mention that if the game comes off as a little difficult, especially at this point in the game, it's supposed to. The game starts out rather hard, and it can put people who are interested in this game off. But if you know what you're doing, and you know how to not put yourself in a terrible position, you can easily make it so that you're not in a bad position all the time, and you can also, you know, survive. There should be more of these guys. Where are they? There they are. And there should be one more. You kind of have to move around in a certain way to get these guys to come at you, which can be a bit of a pain. Like, you have to be following them on the ground in order for them to just suddenly swoop in on you. Just break formation like that. But if you know what you're doing, you can easily know where to go, where to stand, where to move as you're shooting at these guys. You can get a lot of hearts, which is pretty good. Now, if we go in here, here's that battle we missed in stage 1-1. That battle in stage 1-1 that we could have gotten. Speck noses. Yes, they have a name. Believe it or not. And these things give 10 hearts each every time you shoot one down. You want to be very, very careful where they fly, because you don't want to get hit by any of these guys. Getting hit by these guys can be pretty bad. And now, I'm going to stand right here to deal with more of these winged serpents. They're going to keep moving to the right as I do everything here. But if you know how to position yourself, shouldn't be too much of a problem, I don't think. And yeah, the first salvo was from when I fought the little red Cyclops looking things, and I just fought the other 3 salvos. Alright. I want to fight more of these guys. And I want these guys to come at me. But not like that. I do not want these guys touching me at all. I also don't want to fall into down there either, because if I do, it's bye-bye for me. Although I would like to play through this again with more health. At least you have continues, and they're infinite in this game. But it is hard to get this game started. And if you don't know what to do, it can be a bit heck. It can be heck. Now let's go into this door. And I might as well get this, just to be on the safe side. Because I know I'm going to get hurt again. So yeah, I could have bought the barrel earlier if I didn't get it at random, but I thought I was going to wrap around that. I should have jumped. I didn't. But anyway, now that I've died, you can see the sacred words. As you can see, the numbers, the uppercase letters, and the lowercase letters all look different. All the numbers look like they're in bold, while the uppercase letters do not. If you see, basically all of these zeros are indeed zeros, but the uppercase O looks like the C in the characters on the lower left corner. So you can easily tell a 0 from an uppercase O. All the lowercase letters will be in this cyan color, which is nice. So you can easily tell all the characters apart if you need to. The zeros and the O's may look a little similar. The zeros and the uppercase O's, I should say. But with practice reading these things, you can tell things apart in the passwords. And I still have my barrel. Nice. Okay, I'll see you back where I died. Be right back. Alright. We're back. Let's not mess this up. And I thought I would not make that jump. Oh, you can do that? Be right back again. Yeah, that's the thing about pressing down. You can press down and accidentally go down platforms when you don't want. I'll see you back at that door again. Alright. I had to jump there just to be sure. Now, thankfully, I can duck down here, and he can't see me. Better than using the icy platform for just such a thing. And I am really pushing it, so yeah, that was worth the wait right there. Let's go ahead and get some health, and then hit this door. Good thing we got the health, because I know that I was going to need it. Going to need it. I don't even know what form of verb that I even used in that sentence. That's what I get for talking and playing video games at the same time. Which, getting better at this game, easier when you keep your mouth shut and you're not doing a let's play like I am. Anyway. Let us loop to the left. And let's get over here. And we're gonna wait for our winged serpent friends to show up over here. Just one more salvo. Hopefully I won't get hurt anymore like I just did. But that feels like wishful thinking more than anything else. I want to be very careful here. He's going to turn around soon. Yeah, I want to make sure he keeps turning around so that way I don't see the mini reapers anymore. Perfect. Worth the risk there. And I can't buy anything here. Still worth going into the doorways though. Entering the little chambers when you can. Makes things a little bit easier. Sometimes. Alright. Let's take care of more of the enemies around here. Thankfully, I can easily take care of the groups of winged serpents here. And then there's this part. I'm gonna have to be a little careful as to where I move. And perfect. That's where I want to be. Hurrying over to that area was better. It was a lot better in terms of strategy. Because I don't want to be stuck near a bunch of places where I can fall down while these guys are coming after me. Don't want to deal with that. And I think that's the last of the little red Cyclops flying things. So we can just deal with those guys. And these guys are going to pop up again. I'm pretty sure of it. No? Really? Well, it's time to use the platforms. Want to be careful as you go through here. Especially since jumping in this game can be a little weird. He's gonna see me, but as long as I stay in the platform, he can't really touch me. The upper part of him can't hurt me. And now he can't see me anymore, so I can just jump over here. Just loop a little to the right side there. Worth it. And we need to hurry straight to that door. And good thing we did. Because since we've done a good enough job getting through the end through this area and destroying everyone in our path, we get a weapon upgrade. We turn this weird greenish-like shade. So does our friend who gave us our arrows. And we now have 2 strength. We also have all those points, too. Anyway. Let us hurry. Let us jump over this guy. And avoid those hopping octopi. I will mention them later. And by later, I mean the next video. And power up. We've gotten enough points to get 2 units of health. Alright. Enemies are popping up. I'm going to take care of them. I want to make sure that I take care of all these enemies before I end this video, because I am so glad that I got to this point. So glad. I've been playing for over 40 minutes. You have no idea how annoying this is. Like, it gets better later. It gets easier later. But starting a new game from scratch, it is difficult unless you know exactly what you need to do and how to do it. Because if you don't, you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be continuing all the time. You're not going to be able to get stuff that'll keep you alive and get you stronger. All that. We're good? As far as enemies are concerned? Alright then. Well, we've taken care of those 4 salvos of those winged serpents that start off stage 1-3 with a bit of a vengeance. And now I'm going to save this and the upcoming fortress for the next video. So join me next time where we take on stages 1-3 and 1-4. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!